Hey, hey, Ellie's here, and you're listening to the Future Voices. Welcome everyone to the Future Voices podcast. I'm your host Elham, or as many of you know me, Ellie. On today's episode, we're going to dive into the world of motherhood abroad and all the challenges, the emotions, and the importance of finding connections when you feel far from home. My guest today is here to share her own journey and to offer some suggestions and solutions to make this path a little bit more easier and a lot more meaningful. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Hello.
Complete this sentence. My name is, I'm originally from, and I am a...
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Marianna.
Okay.
I am originally Greek Korean, but I was born and raised right here in Amman. I am what am I not? I'm a driver, a cook, a mom, and if you haven't guessed it yet, I'm a stay-at-home mother.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That's lovely. That's a lovely way to introduce yourself. Okay, but let's get a little bit deeper. And I'm thinking, I am not working right now because...
So I'm not working right now because, I just don't have the time right now. Once we got married, we went abroad. Before I was married, my background is finance. And we went abroad. We went to Luanda, which is in Angola.
Oh, lovely.
It was tough. It was my first expatriation. But they speak Portuguese there. English is not widely spoken in Angola. And so finding a job was rather challenging because of the language barriers.
Yeah.
We spent 1.5 years there. Then we went to Madagascar. Tamatave in Madagascar, which is beautiful.
You're adventurous.
It's my husband's adventurous. And then whilst I was there, I learned to speak French. I worked with a nonprofit called Operation Smile, and they deal with surgical cleft lips and palates. And I worked with them as a patient imaging technician, which is essentially a medical photographer.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It was really, really nice. And then I came back to Oman, and I was unable to find that golden formula of the sacrifices made by giving up your time with your young children,
of course,
versus fulfillment versus the salaries.
Of course.
It was very difficult because each person has their own personal golden formula, and I haven't yet found mine. So
that's fair.
So that's the story.
I just want to go through one of the main reasons that I felt this conversation is really needed, and that is what is one of the most hard parts of being a stay-at-home mom?
I think self-doubt definitely plays a big role because you're a stay-at-home mom and because you're not working. You want to use your time efficiently. You want to make sure that whilst you're not working, you're being the most efficient mom person
exactly, because you obviously are an efficient mom.
Yeah, but we're always hard on ourselves. It's very difficult. So self-doubt definitely is one of the biggest challenges. And definitely the public eye, I don't know how to explain it properly, but I feel like as a stay-at-home mom or as a woman,
we understand.
You can't win in today's society. Why are you working? Why are you not working? Why did you get married young? Why aren't you married? Why don't you have kids yet? Why do you only have one? Why do you have so many? Why'd you go back to work so quick? Why aren't you going back to work? It's just You can never win. So
Never.
it's a harsh society, and that can easily, when you're a stay-at-home mom, you're obviously overwhelmed. You have lots of emotions, and so self-doubt really comes into play, and that's probably one of the hardest
The
things.
hardest part. I understand. That does sound overwhelming. And it actually leads me to the next point I want to get to, which is I didn't realize how much of myself I'd given away until
someone asked me what I wanted, and I blanked out. I could not respond to that question. And that's when I realized that I had given away so much of myself that I didn't even know what I wanted anymore.
May I ask, how old were your kids when that happened?
I think it was after my first child, Sophia. She was about, I think, 2 years old. I was running on 0 sleep. And I just didn't know who I was anymore, which is a lot more common than you think. It's very common for mothers to be giving away, all of their time, their energy, their efforts, into, you pour your heart out into trying to keep your family afloat, to the point where you forget about yourself. You don't know who you are anymore outside of this role of being a mother. And it's not just me. I know for a fact that so many of us out there
Absolutely
feel the same. I could call it like, your quarter life or midlife crisis as a woman. I feel like that's it. Like, you don't know what to do with yourself anymore. You don't know who you are. And it can be very, very challenging, yeah.
Oh, I can tell. Let's try to connect what you mentioned about your experience in motherhood to the fact that you're an expat. People think expat's life is glamorous.
Can
but
be.
of course. But what is the part that they don't see, and you are experiencing it?
As an expat, as you said, it has its pros, meaning you travel the world, it can be very rewarding, but you shouldn't forget that you're far away from your friends, your family, your support systems, your support networks, and that can lead to loneliness,
Of course.
and a lot of emotional strain as well. If you have children as an expat, that's even harder, I would say, in most cases, because they say it takes a village to raise a child.
It does, doesn't it?
It does. It can be very if you don't have that village already, it can be very challenging. There's the constant moving and packing, so you're never in your own home. You know what I mean? There's also the trailing spouse syndrome. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's basically, the spouse who follows the working spouse,
Yes.
From country to country. That can make the trailing spouse feel like their dreams and their careers have been put on hold, which adds a layer of frustration, let's say, to it.
Yeah, it does.
And sometimes even adjusting culturally can be difficult. Like, I come from Oman, which is a super safe country, arguably the safest country in the world. And then I was taken to Angola, which is not the safest country in the world.
At least not the same.
Not the same. The language was different, the culture was different, the environment. So, there's that as well.
Yeah, that's fair. So it definitely is not as glamorous as it seems.
It can have its challenges. Yeah, definitely. And then, you know, when you make friends, you put yourself out there, you make friends, you build your network, and then off you go again.
You know, I want to speak to that fact that you said it takes a village to raise a child. Okay, how'd you find your village? I'm trying to say, once you first were looking for a community, what was exactly you were looking for?
I think I was trying to find a rhythm, you know, to my days that included a child, because that's a different rhythm of your day. And you have to work around naps. You have to work around, you know, feeding and stuff. I also wanted to feel less alone during a time that felt completely unfamiliar. I wanted to build relationships that went beyond small talk, which is very difficult to do when you have a child, for most people, because you don't tend to find time for that.
Yes.
And that's about it.
Yeah. The factors were fair. I heard something very interesting in your speech, in what you mentioned before, but I want to bring it back to the conversation this way. If you're isolated, one way to rebuild that sense of belonging is
it's definitely to find your community. As I have been very lucky to find mine, which is Muscat Moms. I mean, I feel like it won't be an instant and quick fix, but it'll definitely put you on the right road to getting there.
Which is what you need.
It's what you need. You need your support network. You need your village, right? So there are many different support networks. Your nursery, or school, if you have like children who go to nurseries and schools, just to interact with some of the parents. And if nurseries and schools are not your thing, then there are many homeschooling networks in Oman, like the Homeschool Chronicles. And I think that, you know, putting yourself out there and finding your community could definitely help overcome, you know,
the isolation,
the sense of feeling isolated. You know, just say yes to that invitation. You never know.
That's important.
Exactly.
Really.
You never know what that could lead to.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I feel like this is the heart of our conversation, because that's the main reason we started this conversation. Joining a community, finding your community. How did joining a community help you to integrate that confident woman you rediscovered inside you into this vulnerable new mom?
Well, you know, it makes you feel like you're not alone, you know, on the days that feel absolutely impossible. But also the fact that you are surrounded by other moms who get it, so they don't judge you. You know, they know what you're going through. They see you carrying your screaming child like a sack of potatoes, and they know you've given like 10 warnings before
they do know.
It reached to that point. And that allows you to be yourself, and so that can help you gain back your confidence that you're not a horrible person, that you are a mom,
of course,
and that it's okay. You know, you can be vulnerable. It's kind of normal as well, and that just gives you back that you know, confidence. You're comfortable enough to just be yourself. And,
that's the whole point.
And yeah,
that's all you need, right?
Definitely.
Let's wrap up our conversation by, if you want to leave a few takeaway points for our audience to carry in their motherhood basket, what would they be?
Definitely to take that first step. You know, I know that it can be intimidating
Number one.
at times, but just something simple like say hello. You know, if you're going to the gym and you see your usuals and you just smile, you say hello, you never know what that could lead to, you know, and it could create something beautiful.
I just want to interrupt you and add that to the expat community also. It actually works if you're an
Definitely.
expat. Besides being a mother, it really helps. Okay, but you keep going with the facts.
I think that also, I know it's easier said than done, but to ask for help, to not be afraid to ask for help. I think people are more than willing to help, actually. And so I think, you know, you really shouldn't hesitate to ask for help when you need to. Also, we shouldn't forget that evolutionary biology tells us that we thrived by forming social bonds.
Definitely.
You know, we used to live in tribes. We would share resources together. We would raise children together. We would protect each other. And we're not meant to live this life alone. We need community, period, you know, because prolonged periods of isolation, it can lead to I mean, it can definitely take a toll on the body and on the mind.
Yes.
But that's not to say that, you know, you don't deserve a little alone time.
Yes.
That can be merited. I mean, alone time isn't about escaping motherhood. It's about nurturing the woman within it,
Of
actually.
course.
And when a mother takes time for herself, she's not stepping away from her children. She's actually stepping into her own center, and that can restore clarity and confidence and calm as well.
To recharge.
Definitely to gather energy, and that way she can show up with presence and patience.
Of course. Yes. That's all I think you need. To say by the end of this conversation, especially to the ladies in your situation, the stay-at-home moms / expats.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So I think what we can do to help people, because it's not just moms, it could be a stay-at-home dad, to help you possibly reconnect with, or to reach out to different communities. What we can do is we can compile a list of different communities.
That's a
Cooking
great
club,
idea.
Reading club, speaking club, Muscat moms, you know, and we can just form a list which we
Definitely.
can put.
Yeah, we would leave the link to you to just go through the links, and it obviously takes a time for you to just find your own community, the community that you feel you belong to, but eventually you can find it and take that first step. That's one of the most important things in every action, in every aspect of your life. This is one of them.
Definitely.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
It was
for having
lovely
me.
to have you here today.
I hope
and,
I hope we've helped some people today.
yeah, we really hope that. It was lovely to have
Thank
you
you for
here
having
today.
me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for watching us today. I hope you liked this episode, and please do share this episode to that new mom who might be lost in this journey, in the beginning of this journey. Until the next time, stay connected and stay curious.